Hey guys, how's it going? So if you guys have been on the stream for the last week or two, you would have known that I have, been kind of getting bored and messing around with a bunch of different configurations of my stash. I've also been amassing sort of a little bit of a shrine, kind of a collection of, trophy items and stuff from either my Bitcoin farm in my hideout, either, running scav bosses, their pockets, or from safes and stuff on like Shoreline and Customs. As well as the Arsenal room in labs. One of the things that has been annoying me lately is just, I'm pretty lazy when I get out of raids. I tend to just dump all my shit until my inventory gets full. And then, a couple of times a day is when I'll go through and sell everything to kind of get the most for my money, rather than do, in little chunks after every single raid. So one of the things that I want to do is get rid of my GP coins and reduce my collection down to just Bitcoins. So I figured this would be a good opportunity because I'm pretty sure I have, I think I have like around 100. Let's see how many I have. All right, so I have 98 GP coins. So with that being said, what I was thinking about doing was seeing how much I could get for all my GP coins. I figure I could go ahead and probably do all of the different barter trades from the traders for the coins, and see what's the best for the money. I've done this before with dog tags, and I've done it before with Bitcoins, in previous patches. Seeing as how I want to get rid of the GP coins, might as well do it and have us all learn which ends up being the most value for the money. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm probably just going to hit record, go through everything. This is going to be a pretty short video, and keep track in a spreadsheet of how much everything is. What I'm going to do is break all of the items down once I get them to their, individual mods and stuff, and try to sell them to the traders, who will give me the most money for each of the parts, like suppressors to skier, guns to mechanic, stuff like that. So, that's what I'll do, and I'll come back and meet with you guys once I am done selling everything, and we can take a look at the results. The process that I went through here was to disassemble all of the guns, sell each of the constituent parts to the trader that would give the most money, which ended up being, optics and suppressors and stuff would go to skier, and then everything else generally would go to mechanic. Although some things like some of the 60-round mags or like a Reap IR scope, stuff like that tends to get up there in value and is worth putting up on the flea market. So that's how I generated the prices for most of the guns, were a combination of, reasonable amount of time spent putting things on the flea market and selling to traders. Alright, now that we've gone through, collected all the items that we can for the GP trades, and then sold them for as much as we could, either on the flea market or to traders, or a combination of both, let's take a look at the amount that we were able to get per GP coin for each trade. Starting with the worst, the Gen 4 High Mobility Kit went for about 150,000 rubles, which put us about 15,000 rubles per GP. The FN57 only cost us 1 GP, but we were only able to get about 17,000, so there we are at 17,000. Third up on the list was the Masca Face Shield for 2 GP coins. Selling for just under 40,000 gives us just under 20,000 per GP. Next up is the Naked M4 that we got for 4 GP coins. That parts out for about 82 grand, so just over 20,000 rubles is where we sit with that trade. The P90 for 5 GP coins got us over 110,000 rubles, which put us about 22,000 rubles per GP coin, and only slightly more than that was the TX, wacky TX15 build, at just about 22,500 rubles per coin. Next up is the SKS. That was only 1 coin, which we could part out for about 24,000 rubles. After that is 27,000 rubles, which is basically the amount that we were able to sell to the vendor. So that's kind of like the baseline. Anything to the left of your friend, the therapist here, you should pretty much never do unless you need it for some other reason outside of actual monetary value. Next up on the list there is the Glock 17, which we were able to pick up for 2 GP coins and then sell for 54,000. So we are right at the 27,000 mark for the price per GP coin on the Glock. The Mask helmet, I tried to put up on the flea market for a little bit more. We actually had it up for sale for the cheapest amount, but after about a half an hour, it hadn't sold yet. So I took it down, ended up selling it for 85,000 total rubles, which since we got it for 3 GP coins originally, that puts us at a little bit over 28,000 rubles. All right, next up is the Starship Trooper M4. We were able to sell it for just under 320,000 rubles, although there were 2 bitcoins involved in that trade originally to get it. So subtracting the amount that we would get from selling those bitcoins for their average price and dividing it by the 3 GP that we initially had to pay as a part of the trade, we ended up getting just over 30,000 rubles. And then the AK-74N, selling the magazine on the flea market and everything else to the traders, was right about at the same price, 30,600 rubles. And last but not least, the little shorty M4 here, we were able to part that out and sell that for 157,000 rubles total, which for 1 GP and 1 Bitcoin ended up averaging about 44,000 rubles per GP. So you can see the 5 items to the right of Therapist, not really including the Glock, because you can basically get it for the same price. If you are looking to sort of min-max the amount that you can get for your GP coins, I would say the 3 guns at the far right side, the 2 M4s and the AK-74, are the best value that you're going to get. Although, to be fair, there's really not a huge amount of value above and beyond selling it to the vendors. So honestly, if it were me and saving myself the trouble, I might just go ahead and get, one of the shorty M4s and then sell the rest to Therapist. Unless you're super patient, then you can, wait every time the trader resets to get your 1 trade in. But yeah, there we go. All right, so one final thing before I end the video, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the love that you guys have been giving me on the YouTube, as well as, in the Discord and live on Twitch. I stream live 6 days a week. Been a little crazy with the schedule, been doing different times, especially now that I have a new job working from home. But again, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. If you appreciate this kind of stuff, the analysis videos, the science and testing videos, or you like some of the other videos that I do, whether or not it's the gameplay analysis or, just the daily highlights, please consider hitting the sub button if you're not subscribed already. We had a goal at the beginning of the year to try to hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of 2019. It doesn't look like we're going to be hitting 100,000, which is okay because that was kind of a lofty goal, but we're really getting up there. So far, we're at 75,000. So, if you guys aren't subbed and you want to share the love, definitely hit subscribe. And I have a lot more content coming out. I have a huge to-do list. I'm going to be bringing back Hot Guns for Season 2 for a lot of you guys that have been asking for it. Got more of the parody songs, parody Tarkov songs coming, so much more. So, again, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a fantastic holiday and the rest of the year, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you pretty soon.